Super Bowl one only aired for 30 seconds. This is 30 seconds longer. Here is our video. All right, so that one was short, but there's still a lesson to be learned from it. So we're taking 3 random people today and then 1 volunteer. So our first random person is Yuretsi. Yuretsi, why do you think we watched that video?
Why I think we watched that video is because if something is lonely and you don't you don't just leave it there. You could play with someone or
You got it. You can just end there. You can play with them. Excellent, Yuretsi. Thank you. I'll get you your raffle ticket. Our next random person is this one here today. Yes, Luce. Luce, why do you think we watched that video?
Why I think we watched that video is just because if someone is short and you're tall, don't leave someone out just because how they look or how tall they are.
Excellent. All right, and our last random person before our volunteer is Giselle. Giselle, why do you think we watched that video? Just do your best, Giselle. Why do you think we watched it? Would you like us to come back to you, Giselle? All right, we'll come back to you. Do I have a volunteer who'd like to share for a raffle ticket? Mr. Alex, why do you think we watched it?
I think we watched it that it's okay to be different.
Excellent. Thank you, Alex. All right, the reason why we watched it is actually the reason I picked this most closely to what Yuretsi said, is that we shouldn't let others be left out. And if they are left out, we should invite them to play. We shouldn't be like those mean bad horses that come running away from little tiny shepherds. All right, we're going to get started now with what is due today. The good news is we are actually ahead of the other classes. So this week we're working on some projects. I'm going to show you what your projects are. So here's our screen.
Only project?
A lot of it is projects, some of it is not projects, but you'll see. Okay, so for Monday, just like always, you have your morning video, so you need to write about your morning video. You have your reading log, like always. Your science. We finished our science on Friday, where we did our experiment. So you guys are going to, in your class notebook, do the next 3 questions, where you guys are going to be filling out your Quiz-O-Matic challenge in your class notebook that we'll look at. For your reading and writing, since we're ahead of the other classes, we're going to take a break from benchmark, and we're going to do what's called the TRIA Octopus research. For math, since we're ahead of the other classes, we are not going to the next unit, we're going to be working on Dreambox. So again, if you need your username or password, they're down here at the bottom, and your extra math. Your read aloud is your Wayside Stories skit. So that's what we'll look at right now. And then your project, your brainstorming project.
Actually, well, how much
Your
pages?
Yeah, we'll look at that today. So, your science you're going to look at, your tree octopus, your skit, and your project, along with our small groups. So if you have your small group today, make sure you show up at those times. So this is our tree octopus that we'll look at first. So it's in your class notebook like normal. And we're going to go to Cesar's. And remember, most of our stuff today is in our project, so that's why we're going to start there. So here is our story project. So Cesar has already done a lot of story projects. It is not due today, but by the end of this week, you need to have some kind of idea written down. So it could just be a story about SpongeBob going on an adventure with Mr. Crab. But you need to let me know what the idea of your story is going to be. Cesar, you can see, is already well on his way. Now, for those of you who want to see how much a page is, this is for you, Fernanda. Again, you do not have to do this, but what you'll do is you highlight everything and you copy it, and you open up Microsoft Word. And when you open up Microsoft Word, Fernanda, notice how it's not your one notebook, it's just a Microsoft Word page. So even though Cesar had a lot of stuff, does it look like it's a page yet? No. So even though we had a whole bunch here, let me go back to it. It's not a page. So if you really want to see how much you have, that's what you do. You post it in Microsoft Word. But we're not to that point yet, Fernanda, so you don't have to worry about it. Because we're going to be working on it for 3 months. Yes, Fernanda.
First of all, so you have to copy it, right?
Yep.
See how it's good. You know what? I'm gonna do it in my Word, and then can you copy it for me to like when the computer decides we don't know how to copy?
Yep.
I only know how to do it in French.
If you just want to type it in Word, I can copy it to your OneNote notebook for you, okay? If you just want to type it in Word, I can copy it to your OneNote notebook for you.
Thank you. Yes, I would like that. I will.
All right, so that is yours. What you have to have by the end of this week is you just have to show me what your story is going to be about. So you just have to give me a short description. And remember, if you want to talk your story instead of writing it, you can click that dictate function and it will write it for you. You just have to speak it. This is your next one, your Wayside Story skit. So you're thinking of your favorite moments or your favorite character in the Wayside Story chapters that we've been reading. Your job is to create a scene from one of those chapters. So it can either be a video or it can just be a recording. It can just be your voice. It can be how a character acts, or it can be one of your favorite moments. It doesn't have to be long. It can only be 20 seconds. That's as long as you can do it. So does it have to be 5 minutes long, everyone? No, it can be short. But it's to get you practicing that speaking on our technology. Below is an example of that I did with some wonderful screaming by Leslie, who is played by Liz Sibilia. So we're going to watch it and then I'll show you how you submit it. So this is our video, our example. All right, class, so today we're going to be learning about fractions. So here we have a pie, and this pie, we're going to break it up into 8 pieces. And what I want you to notice is that each of these pieces is equal to 1/8. You'd better learn to help it. Tell Leslie you're sorry for pulling her pigtail off. I'm gonna have to write your name on the board underneath our discipline. I hope that you have learned something about all of this. Now class, let's get back to our lesson. So each of these is equal to 1/8. If we have 2 of them, what would that be? Well, that's going to be 1/8 plus 1/8. Paul, did you pull Leslie's pigtail again? Are you trying to be funny? And I have to put a check mark by your name, Paul. This is really serious, all right? So we need to stop. So we're going to keep going with these fractions, and I want you to notice what happens if we fill in all of them. Well, if we fill in all of them, then we have a whole. Paul, I'm going to have to circle your name, and you have to go home on the kindergarten bus. I hope we don't repeat this again tomorrow. So with that amazing acting, or not amazing acting, does anyone know which character I was from the Wayside Story? Cesar, which character was I? Yeah, I was Mrs. Jewel. Let me get the graphic ticket after we're done. And does anyone know what part of the story or stories that was from? Does anyone remember that chapter? Xander, what chapter was that?
Well, it was in the Wayside School's Falling Down. I remember that. I think it was chapter.
What happened in the chapter? How about that? You don't have to tell me what chapter. What chapter?
Oh, you literally said it, but like, I'll pulling Leslie's pigtails because Leslie has pigtails. I was pulling them and stuff. And he like fell out of the window.
So, do you remember that chapter? There was a person caught and he kept pulling Leslie's pigtail. So we were able to really easily find that portion in our book. So what you guys will be doing, and we're going to unfortunately have to have some people maybe be put in our waiting room for not using our chat appropriately. So remember how we use our chat is to ask questions or respond to class. All right, so how you will upload it, you have 2 ways. You can either just talk about it, and if you just talk about it, then you don't have to worry about creating a video. If you want to do a video though, you have that option too. So how you will do just the audio, if you want just the speaking, is you go to your insert button, you click audio, and then you just start talking whatever your scene is or whatever your character is. And when you're done, you just click the stop button. And then you will have your audio for me to listen to. You'll notice you can just click on it if you want to hear it and click that little play button. And then you just start talking whatever your scene is or whatever your character is. So that is one way that you can do it. The other way, if you want to do an actual video, and then okay, Christopher, you will be in our waiting room. The other way that you can do it is you can record it on your camera, you can record it on your computer, and once you have it recorded, you'll go to Insert, File, and you're doing an insert as attachment. And then you just pick wherever you save your file, and you insert it. If you need help uploading it, I can help you upload it as well. Are there questions on the Wayside Story skit part? Mr. Alex?
What do you mean by like how to make like a video like show your face like that?
Oh, if you want to make a video, you have to record it first. So you would just record it on your computer. And
Like for your voice?
so there's a video and an audio recording. So if you want to do a video, that's like the clip I did right here. If you just want to act it out with just your voice, so no video, you have that option too.
Oh, okay.
So you can do your whole video and face, or you can do just your voice.
Okay.
Oh, oops, I muted you too early. Unmute yourself, Alex.
I was gonna say I'm gonna do a video.
Good. All right, Fernando, what questions do you have on our Wayside story?
When you were doing the acting, that felt weird.
Yeah. Imagine being Mr. Billy and having to do that little kid scream too. Imagine how weird she felt.
No, I mean the acting is weird.
I know, you're gonna have to keep.
It's not likely of you.
All right, so if there's no questions on our Wayside, this is our next project that we have for the week. So your other project is a tree octopus. So we've been learning about the shellfish. We read about the shellfish problem that they had. You guys are going to be now learning about the Pacific Northwest tree octopus and how it's becoming extinct. So how can we save it? Your guys' job is, after you've researched it, you're going to write 3 paragraphs about the tree octopus. It can be anything that you learn about. It can be what it looks like. It can be how it evades predators. It can be why it's becoming extinct. But you need to write 3 paragraphs. Now remember, this is not a paragraph where it's just 1 sentence long. Paragraph is 4 to 5 sentences. This is due Thursday. So you do not have to have this finished today, but it does have to be done Thursday. Hold on a sec, but if it's not done Thursday, this is something where you cannot make it up. So if you get a 0 on this, it stays a 0. You can't make it up. We have to go to our next part, which involves everyone being done. How you get to your tree octopus part is there's this link here. You just click on it, and it brings you to the tree octopus. There's a whole bunch of information here. Wherever it's gold and light or green, you can click on it, and it takes you to another page about it. So there's all these tabs at the top that you can also learn about tree octopus. It will take you to some other sites. So here's another site about it. There's other links, so it can take you to other spots. So this whole website is about the tree octopus.
Do you have to do them all?
You're doing enough research so that you can write 3 paragraphs. There's a lot there, and there's a lot of links. So honestly, I don't expect anyone to be able to read all of it because there's so much information. All right. Are there questions on that part? Okay. Then the last part for it, this part might not make sense to you guys, so if you need help, jump on Zoom or ask me during our small groups. If this becomes too hard for you to read, you can have it read to you. Like, you may not know this part. International organization, influence, encourage, assist society. So if you want it to be read to you, you go to something called Microsoft Edge. All computers have it unless you have a Chromebook. And if you have a Chromebook, you'd have to install it, so I can help you with that. And all you would do is you go to Microsoft Edge. You go to the exact same web page, and now you can have it read to you. Is there anyone here who would like to see how to have it read to you? Or you guys all? Okay. So again, if you get stuck on it, I will show you again, or you can ask me in your small group. You click on these 3 buttons in the corner, and there's this thing called Read Aloud.
pi/blog/new/FAQ. Radio has no future.
And notice it's highlighting everything that it reads. So it's even reading this top part right here.
Future. Lord Kelvin. Show your support.
So it's going to be reading all of the whole web page.
The world to conserve the
If you want it to start on a different part, so if you want it to read this part right here, you just highlight it, click play, and it will start there.
Phylactos plumitus is a large, arboreal, predatory marsupial related to the koala that ambushes.
So again, if it's difficult for you to read, you can have it in here. Are there questions on your tree octopus, Fernanda?
When we're gonna do tree octopus, when we're done, when we read some, we're gonna like write. Wait, how much paragraphs? 3?
3 paragraphs is in your notebook that tells you how many.
And if we get a 0, we cannot do it with that. Because, okay, thank you. I'm over.
Remember, it's due Thursday, but if you wait till Thursday to do all of it, it's going to be too much for you. So that's why we're starting it today.
Mr. Wembley,
Yes, Mr. Allen?
on the science, the energy body, I don't know what question was it. I don't know if it was the second or the third one. But I accidentally misspelled one of the world. No, not one of the. I accidentally erased some of the words on one of the words that are on the questions.
Okay, then we'll look at it after our Zoom and we'll fix yours back up, okay? All right,
Okay.
if there's no more questions for your tree octopus, then we're going to look at our last thing, which was your science. So I'm going to go to my science portion.
it's not that uncomfortable.
And just like before, if you did not see your science lesson from Friday because you were absent, you will have to watch the Zoom lesson. That's why it's in here. If you did watch it, you can go straight to your class notebook, go to your science tab. So Cesar, I'm going to do yours again. And we're on energy, body, and car. So right here, Cesar answered these 3 questions from before. And now that we've watched our video and we did it Friday, he's now going to answer the next question. So he's going to answer all of challenge 1, challenge 2, and challenge 3. Everything that's highlighted in yellow. So that is all that is due today. Are there questions about what is due? Okay. Then, if there are no questions, Alex, we have about 1 minute. So if you'd like to share what you wanted to share at the beginning, you may. And then we'll unmute our microphones and say bye.
We're putting wood floorings on in my house.
Okay. Are your parents making you do that? Or do they hire someone?
No, we're doing that.
Oh, wow. Are
And
you
we're painting.
show us when you're all done?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. On the count of 3, you're going to unmute your microphones. 1, 2, 3.